over the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. From the prophet Jeremiah. Welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer show. We talk, we play you music, and encourage you to create. This season, we invite you to join us as we create around a central theme each episode. We encourage you to find the path by making. Welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer show. We're back with season 4. I'm Heidi. This is Benjamin. And we're here to have a good time.
We are. Hopefully we will.
You must.
Hopefully you will.
You must have a good time. Well, this is a web show where we talk about a subject, we play some music, and then we encourage you to go create. So that is our goal.
That is our goal.
A little bit of laughter, a lot of mistakes.
That we record and put out on the internet.
Yeah, yes. We just share with you the mistakes that we make. That way you can have a good time.
Exactly.
We took the summer off and we wrapped up season 3, which was a really long season where we took forever to talk about the art of being human. And you can view all those episodes online. And this season that we're going to kick off today.
Today is we find the path by making, which is a little bit of a takeoff on a quote from Antonio Machado, who said, "We make the path by walking." So we're going to be using certain words. We're only going to do one show a month because
we're going to be lazy for you.
We're going to be valuing quality over quantity. It's not going to be perfect. Not going to be perfect, but we're going to be trying to make this a little bit more of an artistic experience, and we're always encouraging you to create. And so we're going to use different words for each month, which we're going to give you, for you to create on during the month as well. And what the show will be a result of what we created during that month based on whatever word it is.
Yeah, a little bit more kind of like mini documentary
style.
That's the goal. We'll see how well it happens.
More artsy.
We'll see how well it goes. And this show is supported by our Patreon community, who is also helping us fund our full-length album that'll be out in 2025. And we will have a single out before the end of the year, and we'll give you a release date for that soon. So thank you. And you can become a Patreon supporter as well for just $1 a month. You can even
or more.
You can even have it a free account too.
Yeah.
Well, and log in. So feel free to do that. And we really hope that you enjoy the new style of this season.
Yes, and we want you to share what you were creating as well. That would be so wonderful for us. You can post it on our, when this show is posted on social media, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you watch it, in the comment section, maybe share a little bit about what you're creating, and because that show will be up forever.
Oh, well.
Or until the internet shuts down, one or the other.
No pressure.
Yeah. So I'm here with my percussionist, longtime friend, Brian Atkinson. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Ben.
So we're talking about awe. What comes to your, what does awe feel like to you when you experience it?
I think it's something that surprises you, takes you by surprise.
Okay.
And usually it's fleeting. At least in my experience.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay in that sense of awe for a long time, even if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think the things that come to mind are like nature.
Nature.
I think that's kind of an obvious one of sunset,
mm-hmm.
stars in the sky, the ocean,
mm-hmm.
canyons, forests, things that God created that give you that wow moment.
The wow moments, okay.
I'm not someone who typically gets out into nature all the time on a frequent basis to experience that. So if I'm experiencing awe, it's probably not frequently that.
So like, what if it's not nature? What is it for you?
I think seeing people be selfless.
Oh, okay.
Is something that gives me awe sometimes.
Okay.
Witnessing someone who chooses to sacrifice and take care of someone else. That's just one example. I mean, that was a vague example, not really.
That was a good one, though.
But, wow, I wouldn't expect to see that. And
comes to your mind when you think of the word awe?
I think that the word means more than just knowledge. I can know something, like I can know what the sky looks like or know what the ocean looks like, but when I step out of the house and am surprised by this sunset with colors that there's an experience part of it that goes with the knowledge. I think that awe can bring kind of a peace to the chaos of the world. It's either generally a sound or a sight or an experience that makes the chaos and all the issues seem very small, because this moment or this experience is so beautiful, so surprising, and so comforting that it puts things into perspective.
Yeah, when I think of awe, I think of a mouth open. Experience something that causes you to lose your dignity, lose your sense of control, and for a moment become uninhibited.
I think that it doesn't necessarily have to be something huge either. It can be a really little thing. So what brings you awe?
Definitely nature. Nature brings awe. I remember we went to Yachats one time, and where we were was on the beach, and the sun was setting, and I was amazed by the sunset just like everybody else was, but what really got me was how everybody stopped and they were watching all the same thing.
Remember another time at Yachats when it
So Yachats
snowed
brings us
on
all.
the beach. I'd never in my life seen snow on the beach before, and I felt like I was in a magical world, and that was amazing. Oregon coast, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not the beach, though. Remember that. No sunbathing. I know that the moon definitely brings me awe. I am constantly watching out for the moon, and the art piece that I made for this month that is a moon creation. I think that there's something so amazing about how it doesn't look the same, it changes, and yet it's there, but it's only visible to us because it's the sun that's reflecting it. So it's not releasing its own light. So there's this beautiful gift that the sun is giving the moon. Just that whole dance between the two is so beautiful. So here's my painting called Moon Dust. It's a pointillism piece, which is art created with a million little dots. And like I mentioned before, the moon is so inspiring to me, and it's always changing. It's always beautiful. I love it when you can see it in the morning too. But I just really love the more and more I think about the moon. I never tire of seeing it. Moonlight Sonata is a gorgeous piece of work as well that you could listen to. So here's the piece for the month, and I had a really good time making it. It's story time, gang. We love stories, so we're going to do this in every episode. Today we're being very melodramatic with our candelabra with old Christmas candles. Today I'm going to tell you a story about myself and then tell an ancient story and kind of some ways that I see myself and that I've learned from the ancient story. I think that's the mark of a really good story, is when we can learn something or see ourselves or learn something about the world. And I really fell in love with stories when I was in second grade. My second grade teacher started reading out loud stories of kings and castles and knights, and I really realized, wow, you can create stories. So the personal story I want to tell is when I was 3.5 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I wasn't scared. That's what's so amazing to me even now, is back in the 80s especially, cancer was so scary. It still is, but we have so much more treatment now, but back then, whew. But I was not afraid at all. I think I figured the worst case scenario, if I died, was I would go to heaven and I'd be with Jesus. So either way, it was good. My parents did a great job not exporting their anxiety and their fears onto me. It was pretty hard to find a doctor who would operate on me because it was, I had a tumor in my stomach. There had all these veins growing out, and it was just gnarly. But finally I did. I went to Seattle Children's Hospital, supposed to be an 8-hour surgery, and the doctor comes out after about 2 hours, and my parents are thinking, oh, she died. And that's why he's come out to tell them. Didn't die. The doctor came out and said, I have no medical explanation. Oh, Ben's clapping in the background. Yay, I didn't die. No medical explanation. The tumor has, all the veins have shriveled up. They've encased themselves. And I've scooped it out. It's all turned benign. And she is good to go. And all that remains is a big old scar across my gut that makes it look like I got chopped in half accidentally by a magician who's saw the lady in half. Trick went wrong. But other than that, I have been fine since. And that is a miraculous healing. I truly believe. They sent my tumor to the University of Puget Sound to study because there was no medical explanation. And I know there were so many people all over the world praying for me. And I really can't even explain how crazy that is to have that as my beginning. And yeah, I'm just still in awe. I can forget sometimes, but then when I think about it, it's like, wow, that happened to me. And I don't know why some people are healed and why others aren't, but I am so grateful that that is part of my story. So this is the part of the episode where we decide that Ben can tell this next story better than Heidi can. So Ben is going to share the ancient story.
And we're going to see if I'm right. We'll do our best. So there was a people that had become enslaved to a government that used and exploited them for their own power. And as these people grew, as they got bigger, the government got afraid. And so, to control it, they decided to order that male children be killed when they're born of this certain type of people. And in this group of enslaved people, there was this one family that decided that, you know what, we're going to protect our kid. And so they put the kid in a basket and sent him down a river. And this kid was rescued by the very government that was trying to kill him. And he grew up in a place of authority under this government, but he didn't forget where he came from. And so one day, he's walking around and he sees one of his people being mistreated by a member of this evil government, and he decided to take matters in his own hands because he wanted justice, and he killed this person. And then he became a fugitive and he ran away. He disappeared for a very, very, very long time. He ended up becoming just a nomad desert shepherd person in the wilderness. He got married, had kids, and he was leading sheep around. And one day he's out in the woods, he's out in the wilderness, and I'm sure he'd seen a lot of weird stuff in the wilderness. But this particular day, he noticed a bush on fire. But the bush wasn't burning up. It was just lit up. I can't even imagine what that looks like. And he decides, I'm not going to just pass this by. I mean, I know he probably had a routine, things that he did, and he decided to turn aside and to behold this. This was a sense of awe. And to his surprise, the bush started talking to him. Commanded him to take his shoes off, to listen. And this bush spoke to him and basically said that God has not forgotten the people that have been enslaved and mistreated. And so now this fugitive who took matters into his own hands is now really not talking to a bush, but talking to the creator of the universe. And this creator of the universe is far bigger than him, far bigger than his people, and far bigger than the people who are oppressing them. Yet, he wanted to partner with this guy. And so he sends him back. And there's more to this story. But he sends him back, and the people are delivered. And this creator is still seen as being in charge. That brings me a sense of awe. Because there are problems in this world that are so much bigger than what mankind, policy, and doing our best can fix. We need something bigger than us. And for us to depend on something bigger than us, we have to recognize that we're small. And that's what happened with this guy. And if you're guessing, it was Moses. That's who I'm talking about. And so that's the ancient story.
Ben definitely told it better than I could have told it. Thank you for stepping in and rescuing that story. One of the ways that I see my own life connected to that story is there's this crazy intense salvation as a child. And I know that it felt a lot and can feel a lot like I was saved. I gotta do something great. I can't let my life be wasted. And that is a lot of pressure. And then you can try to force things to happen versus waiting for the right time, paying attention, and then moving when it's the right time, when God tells you. And so I really resonate that with Moses. I know that when I screw up, I want to run away and disappear like Moses did. I don't want anyone I know around me. I want a fresh start. And I appreciate that even in those times when we do run away, when we do want to just disappear, that there is still hope even in those fugitive places of our lives. So I really resonate with that story, Ben. Thank you for telling it. And looking forward to the stories that you might want to share with us.
fair skin maiden, blue-eyed free. Love is our adventure, come with me. Vacant desert, uncharted sea. Mountains hold more beauty than white fences ever see. Love is our adventure, come with me. Love is our adventure, come with me. Behold, with your naked eye, all you've been sold about the good life is a lie. Let go, my horse is fit to ride. Take the path that no one stops to see. Love is our adventure, come with me. Love is our adventure, come with me. Leave the prison of your father's house. Don't know where we're going, but we better go right now. Castles, kingdoms rise and fall. Wait to make our living, then we'll never live at all. Love is our adventure, come with me. Love is our adventure, come with me. Behold, with your naked eye, when you've been sold about the good life is a lie. Let go, my horse is fit to ride. Take the path that no one stops to see. Love is our adventure, come with me. Love is our adventure, come with me. Dance in the field and the burning sky. Eden's call is still alive. Dance in the field and the burning sky. Eden's call is still alive. Dance in the field and the burning sky. Eden's call is still alive. Dance in the field and the burning sky. Eden's call is still alive. Well, man, no, I'm born to roam. My adventure be your home. Frost or fire, uncertainty. Lose it all but never lose me. Lose it all but never lose me.
And that is our show.
We did it. We made it through.
We made it through. Hopefully you made it through as well. And now I'm doing the Wonder Woman pose here with my arms. Now we get to give you some specific prompts. And like last season, I've made a journaling worksheet for you so that you can use that to just go through maybe some questions about awe and then some prompts. You can find that on Patreon, and I'm also going to have it on Facebook.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's my goal, if I can figure, sometimes documents and all that. But I'm going to say it now before it's done, because I have confidence that I'm saying it, that it's going to be on Facebook.
Exactly.
It's going to be there as well. I want you to have it in a couple places. So a couple really good questions, and toss in a question if you have one. That would be good for journaling. I know you like to journal as well. Is what amazes you? What fills you with wonder? You could journal through or even create some kind of an artistic timeline of your life and maybe mark down some specific moments or events that filled you with awe and wonder. I know that when I start looking for beauty and things like that, it'll kind of trigger memories of good, because it's really easy to think about bad. Mm-hmm. But kind of the concept of chasing Ebenezer, pursuing gratitude, is remembering the good things in the past that help give us motivation to keep going in the present.
And if you need more motivation, one of the things you can do is think about the forms of art that you have experienced, whether they be music, movies,
food,
books, food,
give me the food,
things that really evoked awe in you. It wasn't just like, oh, this was a fun movie, like something that really had a meaning to you. Watch those again, listen to it again, cook it again, eat it again, whatever it is. Let that be like kind of like a jumping point of inspiration to remind you of what awe
really
feels like, what it sounds like, what it sounded like to you, and what it looked like. And then create from there.
That's really good, because I'm working on some editing and some new writing, and sometimes it can just be so task-oriented. And I started listening to Kill a Mockingbird again, because that is one of the books that made me want to write and love stories from the beginning. So, good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. As you're creating or thinking about it, or maybe you're not sure what to make, if you use the senses and think about what colors carry a sense of wonder, what sounds, what smells, those can kind of help using your senses to do that. And I would totally encourage you to not think about it too hard either.
Yeah, we tend to think about things
sometimes if you think
really
about it too
hard.
No, just kind of go with it, especially with a color. Just like, oh, this color would evoke it, or this song I really loved. Yeah, don't think about it too hard, because then I will tend to just think and then not do anything, because I'm paralyzed by thinking too hard about it.
I did have one more prompt.
Do it. We got a bonus prompt.
Bonus prompt, and it's connected to the music thing. If you're a Spotify or a Apple Music or whatever streaming service you use where you make playlists, make a playlist of the songs that evoke wonder in you and awe in you. And then please share the link with us.
Yeah, do that.
Because we would want to listen to it. And if any of our music happens to have that effect, totally add it in.
Totally.
See what I did there? I did a prompt and a shameless plug.
You did a shameless plug, yeah.
So for this episode, because this is our first one, did you have any more prompts?
I'm out.
Okay.
For now.
Because it's our first episode, we're going to be giving you 2 words to be reflecting on. The one we just went over, which is awe. And we want to give you next month's word now, because we're going to do the show based on this word next month. And the word for October is mystery. And that is all I'm going to say. Let that word, explore that word through creativity, become acquainted with that word through creativity, and connect with it. Because we're going to do that.
Thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see what you make.
Yeah.
See you next month.
See you next month.